How do you start that conversation? I think that's
Well,
really important.
you know, it's a really interesting question, Andy, because you know, either I'm just not speaking to the people who are worried about that dialogue, or people simply haven't been worried about it. I think a lot of people have taken the view that it's coronavirus. There's absolutely no shame. I have no trade. How am I going to pay your, you know, any bill as it falls due? So perhaps we see a different side of things here, because either people are saying, well, I'm not going to have that discussion because I couldn't possibly broach that with the landlord. Well, they're not coming to us. It's the people who really do need to have that conversation, or the very canny people who just think, I'm going to have that conversation, who are coming to us. From the landlord side, you know, we have a mix of landlord clients, and I'd say for each one that's very happy to, you know, enter into some kind of discussion, there'll be one that says, no way, they can pay the rent. Why should I give up my income? People have this attitude, and quite naturally, I think that landlords are big baddies who are out to get us, but that's generally not the case. And in fact, one or two of the bigger landholding institutional landlords have been very good, as I understand it, with their tenants. Actually, you know, to answer your question, I haven't, you know, people haven't come to me and said, oh, I don't want to have that discussion, but it may be that, why would they come to us?
You're at the point where when they come to you, they're already decided.
Yeah. So they're already down that lane.
You've made another point there, which is around perhaps in the world of ESG, where, you know, bigger businesses and pension pot plans have to be aware of their social responsibility. They can't risk being seen to be aggressive landlords. And so, curiously, maybe these days, the larger the landlord, the more reasonable they're prepared to be. But you can't. I guess it's hard to judge.
It's very hard to judge. But it's like, you know, those landlords, they're not in the business of making themselves unpopular. They're in the business of making sure they're good, responsible landlords, and generally they are. And, you know, as I understand it, a number of the big institutional landlords have offered concessions. I don't know whether you've had to ask first, but they've certainly, you know, offered quite sensible concessions to tenants.